Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this amazing video. Now, what I wanted to do is actually share some information with you on the comparison of your travel industry options. I am 3-star director LaVonda Thornton Bush. And so you're going to spend the next few minutes with me learning a little bit more about your options. So first of all, welcome to the Travel Agent Workshop. During this workshop, you will be able to make a decision on whether or not the travel agent business is right for you. So we could have easily just sent you a ton of videos, invited you to different events and opportunities, but we wanted to create an option where you can literally tune in on Facebook at your own pace. So this is not a traditional workshop. There's no particular time that you must tune in. We really created this workshop just like our industry. So it truly is at your own pace. So this whole entire Facebook group is the workshop. So just be sure to check in and tune in throughout the day over the next several days of the workshop. Also remember always to reference the Travel Agent Coach ID that was provided to you to attend this workshop on every single post. When you have questions, always indicate who your travel agent coach ID is, as well as even when you're commenting, we want to make sure that the person who invited you here gets the credit. So always, always, always reference the travel agent coach ID that was provided to you. Also, have fun and interact with us, guys. Like all of the posts, comment on all of the posts, give your opinion or share your experiences. This workshop was designed to educate you, but also it was designed for us to have a great time with each other as well. So who am I? I told you I am LaVonda Thornton Bush. Guys, I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 3. I have a 5-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old son, and a 19-year-old college student. Between my husband and I also have 2 extra babies, a 9-year-old stepson and an 11-year-old stepdaughter who are absolutely awesome. I'm also a coach and a mentor in this amazing travel industry. Guys, I've been in travel since 2014, so actually December will mark 4 years since I got started in travel. I have a background in the oil and gas industry where I was a business development manager. So when I saw this opportunity, I also saw it on Facebook. I thought that it was going to be a fun hobby or part-time business. Had no idea that I would end up losing my 6-figure job back in 2016. And so since then, I decided I wasn't going to get another job. I was not going to go back to the rat race. And so I decided to make this my career. I mean, who wouldn't want to have fun and make money at the same time, right? So I have over 800 travel agents on my team who are absolutely awesome. So if you are in this workshop, you are actually invited by one of the amazing agents that is on our team in our organization. And so I'm excited because I will also coach and mentor you to success. Guys, I've been able to generate a 6-figure income in this business. So everything that you learn about over the next few days, just understand that you have the option to earn as much or as little income as you desire. And I'm going to have a whole lot of fun teaching you because I am obsessed with travel. It wakes me up early in the morning. It keeps me up late at night. In fact, I have yet to unpack 2 suitcases from my last 2 trips. But this is a fun-based industry, and I hope that you guys enjoy learning more about it. So let's talk about it. There's actually options in the travel industry. You do not have to be in the travel industry one particular way. There's several options, and we're going to talk about those options over the next few slides. So option number 1, working for a travel agency as an employee. So let's just talk about that for a moment, because I know that there's a lot of agents that we have on the team now that either worked for a travel agent or thought about working for a travel agency. But this one is easy, guys. We actually have a lot of options out there. But what I want you to understand is this is a job. So you're not your own boss. You're committed to a schedule. You know, some of them do allow you to work from home. Most require that you work in an office. So there's absolutely no flexibility. You have a limited income. And here's the deal, guys. Most travel agencies will pay an hourly rate, which does not remotely compare to the travel commissions for the bookings that they're making. The average hourly rate for a travel agent starts at $9 per hour. Okay. Now there are some travel agencies that will pay their employees an additional commission percentage that usually goes along with their hourly rate. That usually range anywhere from 10 to 20%. Now, there are travel agencies that are commission-based only, paying up to 40% in commission on travel that you are booking as an employee. And you're going to see how that's just simply not enough income, okay, when you're going to learn some of your other options. So, again, low pay, low commission, limited and controlled travel perks. So what does that mean? You're very limited as a travel agent employee on the perks and benefits. So you don't have your own agent credentials normally. There's very few agencies that's willing to extend their benefits to their employees. So the crazy thing is that you're only limited to what the agency have access to, which means you have limited access to the travel industry. So some agencies sell certain types of travel. For instance, they'll specialize in cruises. I have agents on the team that worked for travel agencies where they only specialize in selling Disney. They only specialize in selling group travel to certain countries. There were some agencies that were only allowed to book travel for businesses. So you truly didn't have the full access that you would want being in the travel industry where you sell the world, right? And so now let's talk about option 2. Now, option 2 is working for a particular travel supplier. And this is one that most people are familiar with. But understand that it's still a job. You are still clocking in and clocking out for wherever you're working from. Understand that when I talk about a travel supplier, think about if you worked for a hotel like Marriott or Hilton, who are still travel agents, right? Or if you're a flight attendant with United or American Airlines, right? We also have flight attendants and people that work for the airlines on our team. But here's the deal, guys. Besides the fact that it is a job, there are still limitations on your discounts, meaning if you work for a hotel, you can only get the perks and benefits from that particular hotel chain. Like if you work for Marriott, you can't go to Hilton and get those discounts and benefits, right? So you're limited. You work for a particular airline, you can't just get the benefits and the perks of all the airlines, just the one that you're working for. Or think about it this way. If you fly somewhere, you need to stay somewhere. So most of the time, if you have a discount with, let's say you work for Southwest, you have a Southwest discount. Now, what I did learn from one of the agents that's on my team, that Southwest or some of the airlines do have some discounts with certain chains, but again, it's not for the entire industry. Same as if you work for Carnival Cruise Lines, don't expect a discount on Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, right? And so you actually find yourself, even with having discounts in the industry, you want to visit some other resorts and properties outside of the job. And at that point, you're paying full price, right? So you're limited with time off, no commission unless you're actually in sales. So understand that. Even though you're working for a travel supplier, you can't give your discounts and benefits to your family and friends all the time. Now, there are some that do offer family and friends rates, and discounts, but it still doesn't measure up to what you have access to. I've actually checked into several hotels where my travel agent rate was cheaper than the employee rate. In fact, I remembered when I stayed at a JW Marriott in Atlanta, and the front desk person that was checking me in, she kept checking the rate. She's like, looking as if something was wrong. So I asked her, is everything okay? She said, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how you got this rate. Guys, I stayed at the JW Marriott where the regular rate was over $200 per night. My rate was only $89 per night as a travel agent, and she could not figure out how my rate was actually better than hers, and I had to explain, you work for Marriott. I actually sell the entire industry of travel. So it's in their best interest to shower me with the discount. Why? Because I can bring them additional business, right? And so here, there's various limitations based on your position, based on your seniority, or your travel brand. One of the things that I understand is that when you have that discount on flights, guess what? You still have to fly standby. There's no priority for employees on flights, guys. They're going to give the customer the ticket or the travel agent the committed ticket and make their employees stand by. In fact, as travel agents, we never fly standby. We always have a confirmed flight. The flight attendants will fly other airlines and pay full price for a ticket just so they don't have to stand by on a flight. But there's also a few discounts for flight attendants in the industry. Cruise ship employees, guys, I want you to understand that they work several months on the ship at a time. Their pay rates and earnings should be illegal. I seriously had this one guy on a cruise told me that he made $3 per US dollars. That was very frustrating because when they're off duty, they can enjoy the cruise, which, you know, they think is not as much fun as the consumers because they have so many restrictions. Miss Kyra Harris and I, we were on a 7-day cruise, a free cruise on Norwegian Cruise Lines back in December of last year. Guys, and on that cruise ship, there were employees that when they checked out or when they clocked out, they still had to identify themselves as cruise ship employees, and they had very strict ways that they can interact with the staff, or not the staff, but the customers that were on that ship. So when you think about it that way, it's like, well, what good is that? Some of them that were, even if they were not working on the ship and they were on that ship for their own vacation, they still had to wear a name badge to identify that they were not just on the ship having their own vacation time. There's also people that you get different buddy passes nowadays. Well, it used to be back in the day, you got a buddy passes no matter what position you worked for in the airline industry. Now it's based on seniority. And so there's just different things that when you look at it, you're like, wait a minute. If I'm going to work for a travel supplier, it's still a job. I'm not my own boss. I'm limited on my income. What good is that, right? So now, guys, let's talk about option number 3. Option number 3, starting your own travel agency from scratch. Now, this is one of the most expensive options. Now, here it is. You will spend 6 to 18 months in school. You can spend, I put up to $3,000, but I've actually seen where you're paying, or you could pay way more than that just to sit in a classroom, or even to have access to the online courses for being a travel agency owner. Now, newsflash, guys, there's ways that you can get in the travel industry without going to school, but obviously there's a lot of companies out there that's making money educating you in ways that you can truly educate yourself. Now, you must pay for your credentials. So believe it or not, your $3,000 that you just paid for school, as soon as you finish school, you are still going to be required to pay for your credentials your licensing, and even your own insurance. So you could easily spend an extra $5 for the year to have your own CLIA credential, which is the Cruise Line International Association credential. This is a highly recommended credential for booking cruises, hotels, resorts, flights, excursions, and even rental cars. And it's also required by several suppliers to attend their agent familiarization trips. Now, later on today, I'm going to break down these credentials, but I have to throw it out there. You can also easily spend another $10,000 for the year to have your airline reporting credential. That's short for ARC. That's required by the industry to book flights. So to be a successful travel agent, you also have to market your business as well. So let's think about this. Insurance with being a travel agency, guys, you could spend at least $1,000 for the year minimum for your own error and omissions insurance for the $1 million policy, which is the lowest required amount that you need to have, is that $1 million policy. Your marketing budget is going to be very, very expensive. Guys, when you start your business, it doesn't matter if it's in travel or anything, you got to get yourselves out there, right? And so if you're starting your own business, you're going to have to invest in a marketing program, email marketing program of some sort. You even pay for like Facebook ads or different advertisement flyers and different things like that. But you're looking at paying anywhere from about $720 on a very low, very low amount in marketing. Or I've heard where travel agents have spent as much as $5,000 to $10,000 in marketing alone. Oh yeah, I want to make sure I mention about the IATA license as well. It's optional for large established agencies. So most of the time when you're starting your own agency, you don't even qualify to apply for the IATA. But let's say that you do. Just to submit an application is $30,000 to apply. For them to tell you if you're approved or not approved. That's kind of crazy, right? But here's the other thing I want you to think about. Your overhead can also be expensive when you start your own agency from scratch. There's a lot of liabilities. But what's your overhead? Your cell phone bill, your Wi-Fi, your office space, which is optional. There are some people that still decide to work from home as their own travel agency, but there's a lot of people that they're wanting people to come in off the street, so they have that brick and mortar office space, which means then you'll have to hire employees, which means then you're paying someone else's salary, and again, marketing, ads, and so much more. So you can easily spend over $100,000 just to get your travel agency started from scratch. And I know most of you are like, are you kidding me? I do not even make $100,000 a year, let alone have that kind of money to spend starting a business. And if you get that business loan, let's not even talk about the interest rate and all the other additional fees that comes along with business loans, the long application processes, and so far and so on. So, of course, the reason why we're hosting this amazing this amazing travel agent workshop is so that you guys can understand how you can literally get your own travel agency started, save a ton of money, and really start earning top commissions that you truly desire to earn. So obviously I shared those other options so that you understand why not to start a travel agency from scratch, why not to get a job working for a travel agency, and why not to work for a travel supplier. So here's the best reason. You are your own boss. Wouldn't it feel good to create your own schedule, to do the things that you truly want to do, to not have any limitations on when you can travel and how you can travel? That's why I love this business. I am my own boss, guys. And because of this business, I'm able to homeschool my youngest children, because obviously if I'm not on a schedule, I don't want them on one either. And I don't care if it is for school, right? And so when you learn the freedom and flexibility of being your own boss, I promise you, you'll be just like me, never wanting to work for anyone else again. With our host agency, you're going to receive all of your credentials without going to school. So again, today I'm going to actually lay it out for you, all of the credentials that you're going to receive. So if you decide to get started with us today, tomorrow, before the end of this workshop, you're going to receive your credentials immediately, which means you can start booking travel and receiving your travel agent discounts, perks, and benefits immediately. So what I love about our host agency is we don't have requirements. We don't have those minimum requirements before you can start utilizing your perks and benefits. That absolutely starts immediately. You're also stepping into a solid, reputable company. So our host agency is IntelliTravel.com. You're going to learn more about IntelliTravel when you tune into our webinar on tonight. And throughout the workshop, we're going to teach you more about our host agency. But guys, IntelliTravel has been around for over 27 years. We have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. We're very well respected in the travel industry. They just released our most recent booking numbers. Since we have been IntelliTravel agents and through our partnership for the past 2.5 years, guys, we have booked over $325 million in travel. We are literally breaking records. So here's the deal about partnering with a host agency. You don't have to spend that time building your own reputation. I know so many travel agents in the industry because I go to a lot of events. I network with a lot of travel agents, and they're wondering, how in the world are we able to have so much access and they don't? They're paying way more money. But guys, when you become an IntelliTravel agent, you bear that name. So when you're doing business, you're getting the higher rate in commission. You already have the reputation because you are an IntelliTravel agent. You're going to receive free marketing and personalized booking engines. So that saves you money alone. When you partner with our host agency, we have a free email marketing system where you literally get a chance to start to share this amazing business with your friends and family. You get a chance to share your discounts, and if you're too busy to book travel, you're going to be able to offer them the opportunity to book their own travel on your website. Now, it is a labeled, branded website. Your picture will be on there, your contact information will be on there, and you'll still earn the top commission that we receive. Now, there's other options out there where you can partner with the host agency, guys. Most of these host agencies are charging you thousands and thousands of dollars just to partner with them. But also, they require you to meet certain limits. They have quotas, and they'll have other limitations. Here with our host agency, there's no quotas. There's no requirement. So you get to decide how much travel you book and how much money you earn. Also, there is no contract. This is what I love. You get to cancel at any time. You get to decide how long you are an agent, and you're not penalized. So there are a lot of other host agencies out there that you can partner with, but most of the time they have a 12-month contract, a 24-month contract, and they have a lot of limitations. So here, you're not limited in our industry, and you're also not limited with our host agency. So with partnering with our agency, remember, this is not a timeshare. It's not a vacation club. So you get to do business with every major supplier in the world, and you also get discounts on your travel. So think about this. You can book with any airline, any hotel, resort, villas. You have access to book with any cruise line, rental car company. You even have access to book tickets like game tickets, concerts, Broadway shows, event tickets, comedy shows, concerts, and all that types of stuff, right? Think about NFL, Major League Baseball, soccer, the World Cup. no limits. You can even book train tickets, excursions, activities, and you'll have access to sell passports and visas. Keep in mind, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's the other reason why we created this workshop, so you can see how we are as travel agent coaches and mentors to you. We're going to help you get your business started. We have our own exclusive Facebook group for all of our agents. So when you become a travel agent, we're going to put you in those exclusive groups. You're going to get additional tips. We talk about different perks and benefits that we get in our industry, and we share that. So stay very, very close to your travel agent coach. They're going to help you in this business, guys. You're going to earn top travel commissions. We actually pay 70 to 80% of those commissions. Again, we're going to break that down for you. You'll see some commission examples throughout this workshop. You're going to truly understand what that means and why our host agency is the preferred host agency. Some of you are in this workshop that you already have experience. You've been with other hosts, and you're trying to figure out if you want to stay where you are or transition to our host agency. A lot of people do make that move. IntelliTravel was the very first host agency to offer the home-based travel agency business. In the past, the only way that you could become a home-based travel agent was by working for an agency. IntelliTravel actually went to court and fought for this right. And so with that, you see this option more and more. So now what I want you guys to do is enjoy learning throughout the workshop. Trust and believe you're going to get a whole lot of information. And so what that means is that you need to take some notes. There's a lot of info. You can go back and watch this video. You can start to evaluate things a little bit more. And you want to, of course, pay attention, get your questions answered. Don't be shy. And again, have fun. Thank you guys so much for